Now, down to Atlanta, 16 people. The place people think of BMF's headquarters, even though Detroit had the most indictments. Atlanta was really party central, the meetup place. They had the last set of major indictments in July of '07. 2 years after the Flannery brothers were arrested. 16 people, only one of whom went to trial. That was Fleming Hill Daniels. Atlanta is where Blue Da Vinci got indicted. And Blue, of course, is the subject of snitching allegations. But I will say that maybe it's him that should be throwing stones at glass houses, or at least throwing stones back, because all of the people that got indicted in that Atlanta indictment 2 years after the Detroit one and after the Louisville and Orlando ones, you know, you would have to imagine that all the people that got indicted before them helped build the cases on them. In drug cases, almost everybody gives some type of info. I'm not saying anyone in particular, because everybody doesn't, but a lot of people do. That's just how it goes. Just because your name ain't on some paperwork don't mean you didn't tell them something. And for all you would-be, I'm the next big Meech, like I said, trust me in these cases. Because remember, I talk to defense attorneys, feds, I know stuff. I mean, I'm not going to mention it, but just a lot of cases. People who have a reputation of never telling, they've given info. They never signed their name, they never got on the stand. But, you know, when you're sitting in a room and you can go home or do way less time just by giving an address or a name, a lot of people do it. Records indicate in Atlanta that a total of 10 people signed cooperation agreements out of the 16. And the one guy who didn't take a plea, who went to trial, was Fleming Hill Daniels from Brooklyn.
Yo, he kept it gangsta words, man. It's this BMF shit for life, man. You know, man, y'all niggas better get.
Again, Doc Marshall was called to testify against him.
It's a crowd gathering up. And the guy on Wood had been there before me. So he pointed out and told me, you know, that's the dude over there from BMF. And I'm like, man, you know, I got out last year. I kind of heard about them guys, but I just didn't believe they was making that much money.
This is '09.
Yeah, this 09.
But you had read the book.
I read the book in 2007. And I just couldn't believe that they you know. So when he brought it up and he said the name, of course, these guys originated in Detroit, so I know what he is. So I'm like, and when he said the name, I had to already read the book. So when he said Doc.
So at the beginning, you had the William Marshall nigga told these people that he seen me receive 80 to 100 kilos on at least 6 to 7 occasions. One instance he could remember for certain was 4th of July, 2003, where I had a party at my house, a 4th of July party at my house. And after the party, when everybody had left, all the party goers left, a white limo came to my house and I unloaded it, and he helped me unload it with 80 to 100 kilos at my house, with just me.
Who is this now?
That's Doc, William Marshall.
Yeah, so just so people know, he's one of the, well, as far as the case, he was very important for the federal government.
No, he is the star witness.
But is he real? Like, did they, because the feds will do this sometimes. They'll have a lot of information and they'll need one guy to run it through, and they'll feed it to him and have him, was he really around like that to know all the information? He seems like kind of a flaky guy.
I was released from prison July of 2008.
For
attempted murder.
Okay.
I did 15 years for that. Came home out of state prison after reentry, after Ryan Road reentry program. I got let go 2008 July. Immediately got back off into the streets, the money, you know.
You had a wild incident.
Yeah, I really got released from prison. I wrote 3-4 books. So in my mind, I need the money to start a company, and I'm trying to go down that road.
Global Cooley Productions, which you're the head on.
Yep. So, you know, I was on that road. So I ended up getting into an incident that happened in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Yeah, you know, we'll talk about that later today. But
in a nutshell, what happened?
You know, me and a Mexican friend of mine, we went down to Fort Wayne, Indiana, Some guys allegedly, they wanted like 60 pounds that he had. And they robbed it for it. It was all a setup from the beginning. You know, in hindsight, looking back, you know it was all a setup from the beginning. And so they killed him. I shot 2 of them, and you know, self-defense type of deals. They came up in a little small Daisy room with AKs. So it was like, you know, you got to protect yourself. But anyway, so I ended up shooting 2 of them to get them up off me, but they shot him first and ended up killing him. So anyway, I was on parole at the time. So they violated my parole, gave me 5 extra years. Just
No new charges.
Sure. No new charges. I was gave self-defense in Indiana. And, you know, that was pretty much it.